Hey Flosstube, I am Danielle and this is my channel Love and Stitchin'. Thank you so much for stopping by today. If you are new, I just want to say welcome, and if you are returning, thank you for stopping by again. This is my channel, or my little world, about cross stitch, so I'm excited to be back. It has been a month. I guess I should tell you today is September 30th, 2021. And so we are at the last day of the month. October is tomorrow, which is super exciting. And this is Flosstube number 10, so double digits, two hands, all that fun stuff. So like I said, it's been a while since I've been here, a month. This year has been a doozy for us. You know, life just kind of happens. I feel like every time I'm on here, I'm like, oh, it's been so long because we were sick. And that's the same story. This has just been a weird year for sickness for us. But the last month, we have been battling different illnesses just throughout the house. I was down for a good 5 days, and by down, I mean in bed, down. No stitching for probably at least a week, and then it was minimal for another week after that as I was trying to get caught up in work and take care of the kids. My husband was absolutely wonderful. He worked from upstairs because he works from home, and so he has an office in the basement. He brought his computer up, sent me to bed, and they took care of the kids, and they had pink eye and ear infections. So he was working and taking care of everybody. So he was a saint. And now he's got a sinus infection that he's dealing with. So great times all around. But we are, besides the sinus infection, we are getting on the mend. The kids are back in school, which is wonderful. They were very excited to get back. I'm back to kind of a normal work schedule. Things are picking up for the next 2 weeks. I've got a side gig that I'll be working on. That'll be pretty intense. So stitching will be a little bit more minimal again for those 2 weeks. And then the kids have fall break after that. So it'll be probably 3 weeks before I'm back again, just because of, life. And during fall break, I'm hoping to potty train my daughter. She just turned 2. So that is something that we did get to do this weekend, was celebrate her birthday with my family. My son was finally able to start soccer. He was 2 weeks behind because of everyone being sick. And then, of course, his first game day, they have a doubleheader. And so they had 2 games kind of back to back. The first game, he got 3 goals. No goalies because he's 4, but he did great after having not practiced at all with his team. And then the second game, I think he was just tired and done and not super interested in running after the ball. But then he had practice this past Monday and kind of got the hang of things. And so we'll see how Saturday goes. But we're excited to get into that fall swing of things with all of the fun activities. And like I said, my daughter's birthday, so she turned 2, had family over for pizza and cake, and she loves to go down the slide. She loves anything at the park, and so we got her an indoor slide, about 3 feet tall, I'd say, and it has a little extension to where it'll go down a little bit longer than a normal slide for the indoors, and the kids just have had a blast. It's not been put away since we got it, so it's been good to have them entertained by the slide and learning to take turns and everything like that. And then the only other thing is I got a hutch. And so all of you out there who have hutches, who post your beautiful hutches on Instagram, you guys have enabled me. I have been looking for one, and I finally found one. So there was one on Facebook Marketplace, and they actually said that it was at a local antique store, one that I'd never heard of. So my husband was working out one day. He said, bring the kids down to me. They can play. You can go pick it up. So the antique store was about 25 minutes away. And when I turned into this area, it is just this circle of stores that are all antique stores. And so I'm gonna have to go back down there when I have more time and go to all these different shops. And this one, they have different booths with sellers, essentially, is what it was. And some of them are craft stuff, and then some of them are reselling antiques, that sort of thing. And so I saw this, looked at the hutch, and it looked really good. And I really wanted one that was small, that'll fit my space. And so this one wasn't too big, and that I could refinish. So I'm hoping to maybe get that process started. I've already gotten tips from Raquel, the Traveling Viking Mama, on Instagram, because she does a lot of beautiful refinishing. It's one of her new hobbies. And so I've gotten some tips from her, and I'm excited to see what the transformation will look like. It'll probably take me a couple weeks just because of life and everything that we've got going on in the next few weeks. But hopefully it'll be up. And my goal was to have a hutch by Thanksgiving and Christmas so that I could have all of my, especially Christmas, because I've got so much Christmas decor that I don't have enough room for it. So I'm really excited that I'll have extra space to put up my Christmas stitching and decorations and everything like that. Okay, so thank you for bearing with that longish life update. I do have a covered table right now. So I've got some previous finishes. I have one big FFO. I've been telling you guys about it for a while now. So it's the one for my dad doing the finishing piece for Untitled Night by the Housewives. Really excited to get that one done. I've got, let's see, 4 finishes. They're small. And then 6 or 7 WIPs that I've been kind of working on. Not a ton of progress, like I said, especially for a month since my last video. But I've still got a lot. And then more haul than I know what to do with. So that's the majority of what's going on. So let's just kind of jump in. My first previous finish I was going to show you guys is the Perfect Pumpkin. This is by Heart and Hand, and I stitched it 2011, it looks like. And this is actually on a linen, which I don't normally stitch on linen. But it may have been one of my first attempts to see if I could do it. I don't know. It looks like it's a raw, natural linen. But I just really love this piece, and I did have it professionally framed. But there's a lot of different specialty stitches. So you've got the leaves, and then in this pumpkin, and even through here, there's just a bunch of different specialty stitches. So it gave me something different to do and incorporating in the stitching. So I really liked doing that, and I love how it turned out, and it's one of my favorite pieces because it's just so pretty, and those pumpkins are just fabulous. So that is one. And then in honor of my dad, showing my dad's piece, I wanted to show one that he made last year. I had stitched this in 2012, and it had sat or hung in my closet for 8 years, I guess, at that point, because I didn't know what to do with it. It's a long piece, not big, but long. And so I was walking through Hobby Lobby, and I checked in with I was looking through, it's a nativity. And so I was looking at all their nativity pieces, and I saw their stables and everything like that, and I got the idea of what I wanted to do, but they really didn't have anything that would fit it or specifically what I was looking for. So I went to my dad, and I kind of looked up some pictures to see if I could give him this vision of what I wanted. He measured everything, and then he made it happen. So it is Bethlehem by Imaginating, I believe. And so here's the finish. So it is in like just like a stable type piece that he made with wood. And this fabric is from probably Hobby Lobby. Yeah, I think I got that from Hobby Lobby. And I stitched it on a 14 count Aida. Looks like it's a beige Aida. And this looks like it's probably 3371 DMC, whatever it was called for, I'm sure is what I stitched it in. And then this is actually not the star that goes with it. I had to grab one this morning because the star that I had on it, which is very similar, apparently fell off at some point. I've been organizing my craft room, and so it must have just fallen off in transit. And then the bows, I think, are from Hobby Lobby, or the ribbon for the bows are from Hobby Lobby as well. So I have a nativity scene that I put up on one of my shelves, and this piece is one of the central pieces now because I just love how it turned out. And I think he did a great job, made my vision come to life perfectly for this. So that is Bethlehem by Imaginating. I think that's who it's by. Okay, the Big FFO. So this is Untitled Night. My dad finished the wood, we painted, so I'm just gonna show you guys. It's big, so I'm probably gonna have to move back to show you. Here we go. Woo! So I sent him a picture, and it was a very small sleigh, but essentially what I wanted to do. So he took the dimensions, he's got a computer program that he ran it through, and then he cut the wood, figured out what he wanted to do with it, he painted it, so we've got the red, the gold, and then together, we did the trim. So he got this gold trim, and we just hot glued it on. And so there were like the points where the trim comes together obviously had to be covered up. So I put a bow here, and then in the corners there were some, so I just got these. These were from, they might actually be from Dollar Tree from last year. Just lights on the ends, and then the snowflakes I put on these other points just to cover up where that, the end fray and the hot glue coming together and everything. But I absolutely love it. He made my dream or vision come true of what I wanted. And so then I've got rickrack, white rickrack going around it. I did use Priscilla's Pretty Plaids for the red and black for the back. It's stitched on 28 count Monaco, black, and then all the called for colors. I think I got the floss pack from Fat Quarter Shop for this one. So, and then the ribbon, just a basic black and white or black and red check, and then the lights, and then another little bow. That this was probably from just a little pack like from Walmart or something that were already done as bows. So there's the finish, and I'm so excited. I have no idea where it's gonna go because it's huge. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Maybe on top of my hutch it'll fit. Who knows? So that is my one FFO that I was really excited to get done. I've just not been able to get down to my craft room to really finish some of the other ones that I've got finished up, but hopefully soon I can get down there and get some finishing done. So this is Housewives Pumpkin Spice Season. So this is a finish, just not fully finished. And I did change the orange in it to Weeks Dye Works Pumpkin, I think. Sweet potato? Might be sweet potato, actually. So when I showed you this last, I think I only had this bottom part left to do. I was mostly done, so it didn't take long to finish up. It was a quick finish. So that is one finish. And then I didn't have a whole lot left to do on this one either, just some fill-in. So I took it in the car and filled it in on some road trips. This is Little House Needleworks Fall is in the Air, part 1. So I started with this one, and this was a Mania start. It's the only one I've done. It is getting put away now for the rest of the year, so maybe next year I can get some more progress done. And it is on 28 count coffee tea-dyed Monaco, and it's mostly called for, but I think I did do some of the DMC conversions in here just for the parts that weren't really going to make much of a difference. I did on the windows, so I used what was called for, which was, it really matched the house. For whatever reason, I think I'd used the DMC conversion, and so it was just too dark. It just blended in too much. It's like this, I didn't take that part out. So it was that color up top. It didn't matter the chimney if it was that color. So I had to go back and I put in a gold-ish color for I just stitched on top of what I did rather than trying to deal with taking it out. And I think it looks a lot better. They actually look like they're windows in there now. But I do love this series. I think it's really a very cute series. And I don't know how I'm going to finish them. So I probably won't finish that until I at least have like 3 of them done maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So I've got 2 finishes from here. This is Little Z Kate Autumn Smalls. And so this piece I've had finished, the main one. I stitched it last year. And so now I finished Hoot and Halloween. And I'm working on Haunted. So that one was one of my WIPs that I will show you as well. And these are on 28 count coffee tea-dyed Monaco, and then just stitched with a random array of colors that I had that matched. And so that is Hoot. I think I had started this one at my last video, and I did find the buttons. So I had a sticky note in my chart to help me remember what my color conversions were from when I did the very first one. And the sticky note was covering up the buttons. So they were attached and they were like a little piece of glue or sticky stuff. So I found them, so I'm able to use them. And then this is Halloween. And these are so small and cute, and I think I stitched them up. I could probably do one in a night, which I'd done one in a night before, but I'm working on multiple things at a time, so I think it took me 2 nights. And I did like half of it, and the next night I did the other half. So I don't think that one has any buttons that are supposed to be on it, but the next one does. So I'll just jump right into my WIPs then, because this one has one on the back of it that I have started using the same piece of fabric. And so this is Haunted. So you can see that one on the bottom. So I've just started in on the houses, and they'll be really fast. So this won't take long at all to get finished. And then these are going to be little pillows. My goal is I've got this wagon right here, and I put all the other 3 pillows from the smalls that from Lizzie Kate in them. And so my goal is to get these into little pillows that can go in that wagon, and some of the pillows that are back there will probably go somewhere else. So I've been looking on Pinterest and all of the beautiful pillows that everyone does on Instagram, trying to get some ideas, because when it comes to finishing pillows, I'm not super creative because my sewing skills are still pretty minimal. And so doing trim or adding buttons or just making it more than just the fabric sewn onto the back, which sometimes that's all you need. But I'm trying to like expand a little bit and do different cutesy things, I guess. But I don't know how I want to do them. So I'm trying to get some ideas from all the wonderful finishers out there. Okay, so I showed this last time, I think, and I've made very minimal progress. This is my September Cottage of the Month. I am determined to get most of them done for the end of the year. They're not going to be displayed this year, the rest of them probably, because I'm not anywhere on track with them. But that's okay. I've just got so many other things that I want to get done, and this one has just not been priority. So I think I probably had the top done last time, so now I've got the second row, and that's it. So this one I'm hoping to get done in the next couple weeks. I'm planning on switching to all Christmas stitching probably in 2 weeks, so mid-October. So I've got to get all of my fall stitching finished up so that I can do that. I don't have a ton left, but I've still got plenty that I want to get done. Okay, so this is the Pumpkin Patch by Primrose Cottage Stitches, and it is a stitch along that started the beginning of the month. I stayed caught up for week number 1, and then I got sick and got 2 weeks behind. However, I've caught up to this week. So today we're supposed to start the banner and the crows, I think. So that will be something that I will work on in the next 2 weeks to get done. So I am stitching this one on, I've got my little note on the back. Picture This Plus 32 count Heritage Lugana. And this is what it looks like. So I'm going to finish this back stitching at the very end because it's a little bit, I did the scarecrow's face because it wasn't much, but I will go ahead and finish that up at the end. But I did make a mistake in my counting somewhere up here. I don't really know. So there's supposed to be, I think, 3 stitches here, but there's 4 because I messed up. And so this is, I think the truck is maybe 1 line higher than it's supposed to be, but I wasn't going to rip it out because if you look at the pattern, it's just the crows up top. There's nothing that's close by. It's not going to matter that it's 1 stitch too big or too tall. So I absolutely, number 1, love this fabric. Hopefully you can see the modeling in it. It's beautiful. I wasn't sure at first how it was going to turn out, but I think it's great. And then I also have really enjoyed stitching on 32 count lately. And so I've got another whip in here that's 32 count. So I might be doing some more 32 count if I can. It definitely is a transition from 28 to 32, especially if I'm working on this and then I go to my 28 count right after and work on something that's 28 count. It's easier on my eyes to do the 28 count. So 32 takes a little bit of adjustment, but I've really enjoyed it and I just think it's turning out really well. So there's that one. Let's see. My September calendar crates. Yep, not done. Still got a lot of work to do on it. This is another one that I want to get finished. I am going to leave this one up for October and November as well because there's no way I'm going to get November stitched, you know, in time to be able to also get my Christmas one stitched. And this is one because it's got the pumpkins and everything. It can stay up through November, through Thanksgiving. But the Christmas one, you know, I can't leave this up for Christmas. So I need to get the Christmas one done. So I'm hoping to have this one done before I get their new one for December. And I did make some changes so far, which I think I mentioned I was going to do. So this is 28 count Black Monaco. And I am adding in this Weeks Dye Works sweet potato. And you can see there's a pumpkin up there. And I'm going to do some more of the pumpkins up top will have that, and then I'll keep going with some of the pumpkin harvest as well. So just mixing in a little bit darker pumpkin color because I really like this color. So I mean, it's coming along. It's just not a lot of progress, but it will be getting a lot more attention coming up in the next couple weeks because I do want to get it finished. Okay, so now I think I've got all Christmas WIPS left. So these ones are going to be taking a back seat for 2 weeks. I'm not going to probably do any Christmas for 2 weeks because then I'll exclusively do Christmas. So I just want to focus on getting my fall stuff finished, and then I can move in full time to Christmas. So this is a stitch along that, again, I got the first week done and then I got sick. And so it's all the trimmings, stitch along with Fat Quarter Shop. This is everything that they have released so far. So the trees came this week and I only have the holly and the berries so far. And I'm stitching on 28 count black Monaco, and with the called for Weeks Dye Works. I got the floss pack for it. So that's where we're at. It will get more attention in a few weeks. And this is Prairie Schooler Christmas Alphabet. I know how I want to finish this, and so I really just need to get it done. I am doing Merry Christmas. So I'll show you, I think I've shown this the last few weeks, what I've got so far. So we've got Merry, and then working in on Christmas. So CHRIS, and I can't remember if I had the ice skates done last time. I can't remember. But I've definitely been working on the S, so for snowmen. So I've got 2 S's to stitch. So I think I've got, what, 4 letters left? And they're small and quick, and they don't take a ton of time. It's on 28 count coffee tinted Monaco, mostly called for. I did make some changes as far as the border. It is 3371, and it calls for a lighter, like 641 maybe, like a light grayish brown color. And this was accidental, but I really like the darker trim. And then I am doing Olive Mary is in the letter red for the letters, and then Olive Christmas is in the green letters, whereas they have green, red, blue. I think they've got blue in there too, and they've got it on all different letters. So some of my letters up here were supposed to be like green or blue, but I just did them all the same color. So that's where that one is. So this is part of my haul / new starts, I guess. So this was Silent Night by the Housewives, and I did not get a floss pack. I just pulled what I had or ordered the individual pieces that I needed. I am stitching this on 32 count Storm Lugana, so it is not on black this time. Okay, here's my board. I don't have a 10 done yet, but this is where we're at so far. So when I picked this, I got this from 123 Stitch. I thought it would be a little bit darker than it is, and so I kind of went back and forth on if I was going to stitch it on this. I kind of wanted it to look like the night sky, essentially. I didn't want to do it on black. I wanted to do it on something a little bit smaller. So again, I'm enjoying the 32 count and trying to branch out a little bit. So I decided what I would do is I would start in that top corner, because I can make that church like into an ornament or something if I didn't like stitching the entire piece on here. But so far, I actually really like it. The only thing is this blue, which is Rain Shower. It doesn't show up as well as I'd like it to. It's not bad. When I showed my husband, he said you should just keep it and keep going. There's not too many that are like that. And if I need to, I can make some changes. And you can still see it, I think. And maybe if it's over here on some of the lighter parts, it'll be okay. We'll see. But I really love this piece. I love the sentiment for them. The house, the barn, the church. I absolutely love it. So that is one that I really want to get finished. And I've already told my dad what I want him to do for that finishing piece. That will be another one that I specifically want him to make something for me. So that is all of my stitching so far. And let's see, I think haul is next. While I was sick, I kept getting packages literally every day. And so at the very end, when I was feeling better and my husband brought me the mail, he was like, did you just shop while you were sick? Is that all that you did? And I told him, well, this is all actually pre-orders that I ordered before I got sick. And so that's everything that came in. So I just had a huge pile of stash to go through. Some of it is the expo haul that I got. And then some of it's just, you know, clubs or other things that I had ordered. So we'll just kind of run through that. These came with my fabric from 123 Stitch. I think one of them was actually on sale. And so I've been wanting to get Land That I Love by Heart and Hand. Or Heart and Hand, right? Yeah, Heart and Hand. And then this is Lizzie Kate Boo Squared. So super cute, super quick little charts. I'm going to try to remember where I got all this from. And I'll link the shops below. I just don't remember who I got what from because I kind of spread the love a little bit with everything. So my floss pack of the month, this was September, came in. And so it's just a whole bunch of browns, golden brown. And they're pretty. So we've got Chai, Brown Hen, Straw Hat, Little House Brown, Stepping Stones, and Cocoa Bean. So I've only stitched with Stepping Stones and Cocoa Bean before. So I'm glad to add some more colors that I've not had before in my stash. All right, the next ones are from Annabella's on Etsy. And so of course had to get Mrs. Claus Bakery. And then Waxing Moon Christmas Street. So I think this was, I don't know if it was Expo or not, but it was a new release. And I just love it. I might change the colors like of the house to make it a darker green and red, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. That will be definitely like something next year. It's not gonna be this year. I think this is from Double Cross Stitcher, maybe. I know I've got several from her, but I can't remember. This is Autumn Rolls by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I really am enjoying their pieces. This is Primrose Cottage Stitches as well, Pumpkin Kisses, and then Christmas Letters, which they're doing a stitch along for this one in October. I don't think I'm going to be able to start this one this year, but I think it's a great idea, and I think it's super cute. And then this is Give Thanks, Manny D. Donna, or what is it, Grateful Heart Pillow, I mean. It says Give Thanks. And I thought that was cute. And then the one that everyone has been getting and stitching, the Hands-On Design Let's Talk Stitching. So again, a lot of these will be next year. I've got so many WIPs that I really want to see how many, especially Christmas, I can get done before the end of the year and start the new year before I do too many new starts for the rest of the year. We'll see how I stick to that. I don't know. So my Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine came in. The housewives are back cover girls this time. So love the fall and the pumpkins. Again, probably one for next year. This is from maybe Farmer's Attic because I needed some thread and they're the only ones that had it in stock. And so I figured I'd get a pattern while I was at it. And this is Jingle All the Way by Brenda Gervais with I Need All the Thread. So trying to continue to expand my collection of her designs. And then from Cross Stitch Express, I get my sampler of the month from Country Cottage Needleworks. And I am going to make some changes to this. I'm not a cat person, so I'm going to do something instead of the cats if I can make it work. So hopefully I can start that in the near future. And then, of course, it comes with a free pattern every time that they send you something, and it's super cute. Okay. CrossStitchingSupplies.com, I think is what this is from. I wanted to get some fabric, and they have some good fabric to choose from. So this is 32 count Lugana charcoal, and it's by Zweigart. And then I didn't know that they also have white Lugana, so I think I'm gonna dye this one something and practice my Rit dyeing skills. And then I got some Prairie Schooler minis, and these are ones that I think were complimentary at one point, and now they are for sale. So I don't know what the name of this collection is, but I love the little Santas and that. And I mean, it's just a collection of a whole bunch of them. That one's cute. And I honestly haven't even looked through these. I completely forgot I ordered these with my fabric until it came in. I was like, what are these? Oh, so fun. So that's those little guys, and they come in a cute little bag. Okay. Then from Fat Quarter Shop, my November calendar crate came in. The floss is in the front. So that's the November calendar crate with the floss. And those colors are beautiful. So like I said, that one will be next year. I just can't fit it in. I did also get my Christmas ornaments for Just Cross Stitch magazine. This is probably my favorite one of the year. I love that little barn already. There's already several that I would love to stitch. I think I have most of the magazines from Just Cross Stitch, their ornaments that I've just gotten throughout the years or found at thrift stores or whatever. I've stitched several designs from them and I really love them. My nieces every year, they do a fundraiser and Just Cross Stitch magazine is a part of it. So I emailed my sister or texted my sister the other day. I was like, hey, have they started it? Because this was my last issue. I need to go ahead and re-up. But I want to do it by supporting their fundraiser. And it is a little bit more costly to do it that way, but because I'm supporting them, I'm happy to do it that way. So she texted me the link and I was able to re-up my subscription. Okay, so this last one is from Stony Creek. And I don't know, I think that said they had a sale maybe for Labor Day, and so I went on there. I haven't ordered from them in so long, but there are several other magazines that I really like, and I love that train. I think I mentioned in my very first video that we love trains in this house, so I had to get that. And then they had every month they do a free pattern, so this was the freebie that came with it. You just have to add it to the cart. It doesn't just automatically come with your order. You actually have to add it to your cart, but it's no charge for it. And then I went through their clearance section, and if my sister-in-law is watching this, I don't know if she does or is, but plug your ears for a minute. And this was on clearance. So it is Legendary Aircraft. And recently my brother-in-law had sent my son asking him to draw or color a picture for him. And he told him that this plane here, the Corsair, was his favorite airplane. And he is a Air Force. He was in the Air Force. And so when I saw that it had this plane, I was like, okay, maybe I can stitch this for him. Probably not this year, but maybe next year. And I think what I'm gonna do is stitch it on like a light blue fabric. That's kind of like really light blue. That looks like the sky. And then I'm not gonna stitch the green down here for the grass. So I'll just stitch the airplane at like it were in the sky or something like that. And that's my plan for that one. And it's all DMC. Stony Creek patterns are interesting though, especially with their, I was looking through it, going through their floss. And so there's a lot of what's called tweeting. And so you use one strand of one color and one strand of another color. So you're mixing it together. And then there's some half stitches in here. And so, and tons of back stitching. So it's a little bit more involved than some of the patterns that I normally do, but I'm excited to stitch it as a gift, and it'll be that one on the back. Okay, so that is all of my actual cross stitch haul. I was going to show you guys some things that I picked up from Walmart and from the Dollar Tree because they have started putting out, both of them have started putting out Christmas things, and so I will just run through that. But first, this was at the antique store where I got my hutch, and I thought it was really cute, and I think, where is it? I'm going to put, there it is, this guy on here. Like that, essentially. I think that'll be a really cute finish. So I had to pick this pumpkin up because I absolutely thought he was cute. I think it was $5. So I think that's my plan for that one. Okay, so Walmart, I normally do grocery pickup. When I got my order, they said that they were out of stock of 4 items, and these were things that we had to have. So I went into the store to see if I could find some substitutes because they didn't do the substitutes or whatever. And of course they had Christmas, so I had to look. And so they had these cute little kits that I think are gonna be great in a tiered tray. So for $10, it's got all of this, and this is gonna be like a snowman tiered tray that I can keep up in wintertime. So I probably won't pull this out until I get up and put some winter decor up, but I don't have a ton of winter decor. And then they had a nativity one. So I think I'm gonna put this with my nativity setup. They do have some other ones that I will probably get for my tier trays, some trees. They might have a truck one. They had like 5, a hot cocoa one, I think. So really cute, just sets that you can get. And then they had some ornaments that were 98 cents. So a cute little barn ornament. You could definitely put a finish on here, make your finishing a little bit easier to just slap it on there essentially. And then this ornament, Nativity. And I got a couple of these because I think these will be great to just stick a finish on as well. They're really good size. This one might be too small unless you stitch like 32, 36 count for an ornament. It might be too small to put something on, but it would still look really cute on like a gingerbread tree. And then I had to get a red barn too. And then this one. I won't put a finishing on here, I don't think. I think I'll probably just hang this up on the tree. But I really liked it. And then I had an eye doctor appointment. I have postponed it for 6 months. And so I finally was able to get in to get more contacts. And I had 30 minutes between dropping the kids off on Tuesday and my appointment. So I ran into the Dollar Tree, which is right nearby. And they had this. I thought it would be really cute to put a finish on here to where you get the chalk, just cover up the words and the apples and everything. And then they had a lot of unfinished wood. So they're starting to put their Christmas stuff up. And so really cute gingerbread. So paint it and then put like a finish on here, a gingerbread finish. I thought that would be cute. And a snowflake and a Christmas tree. So those are the big ones that they had. I think they had some other ones maybe. And then I did get a truck that I can do something with. I think it might be too big or too small. Maybe. To somehow hang that from it. Paint it, put some pumpkins in there. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I don't know. I just thought it was cute and there's something I can do with it. And then they had these galvanized pieces that you can definitely put a bow and a finish on and hang it up or a tier tray, whatever you want to do. And they also have these sleds, which I'm a big sled fan, unfinished. They had 3 different types. So I bought several because these would be great for ornaments as well, ornament finishes. So a little bit of enabling there. Hopefully you guys found something that you might be able to finish on. They also had some great ribbon selection that I picked up that I really liked. Okay, so that is pretty much everything that I've got for today. So that's pretty good for having not been here for a month to be under 40 minutes. So like I said, 3 weeks probably till my next video. I've got a 11-day project for work that is going to be really time intensive. So probably early mornings, nap time, school days, and late evenings I will be working, just doing a lot of work. And then after that, my kids have fall break, so they'll be home for that week, and we're gonna see if we can potty train my daughter. My son, I tried shortly after he was 2. I was 8 months pregnant with my daughter. My husband was gone for the weekend. I know boys take a little bit longer as well generally, and it was a disaster. And so I'm hoping this one will go a little bit better. She, knows when she needs a diaper change. She's seen her brother go to the bathroom. She, watches. She's always with me. The little ones are always at your feet, and you don't get a minute of peace. And so they're in the bathroom with you. And so I think she has the idea, and I think having the big brother there to help encourage her and show her essentially might help. So we'll see how that goes. So we will just be home for that week. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to even do grocery pickup because I just want to be home in the kitchen, hallway, by the bathroom area, so that we can get that done. We'll see. We'll see if she takes to it. I'm not going to force it. So if we have to, we will postpone it. But I just thought fall break because we've got 5 days straight at home. Weekends, if you want to include that, we'd have extra time to try to encourage her and see if we can't do that. So that's kind of my schedule. I think my plans are, like I said, I want to finish my fall stitching. So that is the Primrose Cottage stitch along, the Lizzie Kate Small, my September calendar crate. If I can finish my September Country Cottage Needlework sampler month, that would be great. And then once I get done with the Lizzie Kate Smalls, I'm going to move into these smalls. I did grab them and try to finish them. So this is my Autumnology by the Trilogy. And I have a lot of work to do. I only have this little guy, and then he still has work to do. And then some of the borders, I think I've got 3 borders done. Maybe only 2 more, so I still have 2 more to go. So there's not a lot done on these yet, but I want to get them done because I still have summer up on my wall right now, and it is not summer, even though some days it feels like it might still be summer. So those are my fall plans. See if I can get all of that finished. And then in 2 weeks, I really wanted to start in on all things Christmas for 2 weeks, for about 2 months. So probably through mid-December, try to just Christmas stitch and then start in on winter. So I think for my next video, I will pull out my Christmas stitching that I'd like to work on. I've started to grab it, and it's all WIPS, and there's a lot of them. And I won't get through all of them. But like I said, I want to pare down some of the WIPS because it's out of control right now. It's overwhelming, especially with everything that I still want to start. So I need to do some focusing on those, I think. But I did also want to say, I am super close to 1,000 subscribers, which is crazy to me. I really appreciate all of the support. And I think once I get to that point, we might do just like a little celebration on the video. So some giveaways, some shout outs, gather all of the floss tubers that I like to watch, some new ones that I've been watching, and just mention them in that video. I'm really bad about that, so I need to do better. So if you have watched my videos, if you want to hit the subscribe button, feel free to do so. We can get closer to that point and have a little celebration just as a thank you to you guys for hanging out with me, sticking with me, and just being a support system there with cross stitch. And I've just really enjoyed being here, and hopefully I've made some progress from my very first video. I think, I heard something on the radio the other day where you cannot get to like your 100th whatever unless you start somewhere, and you start at number 1. So I've started at number 1, and we're here at number 10. And so hopefully progress has been made throughout the last several months of being here. But I just want to wish everyone a great next few weeks. Hopefully you are enjoying some fall weather, some pumpkins, getting some stitching in. I just hope that everyone stays healthy and enjoys their stitching. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time.